technique of recruiting that our club does is to encourage students to sign up at our school's activity fair. A key tool of communication that we officers use with associates and peer buddies is Facebook. Facebook is our gateway into informing and reminding members of our upcoming events, Buddy Pair of the Month, Buddy Updates, and more. Our communication with Shannon, our program manager, is excellent. Our president talks to Shannon on the phone weekly and invites her to most of the meetings.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Santos, and I am the advisor for Best Buddies. I have been with the Best Buddies for 10 plus years and thoroughly enjoy it. The students are awesome. Had a lot of good years and a lot of bad years. This year has been an exceptional year. And the reason why that has been exceptional is because of the leadership. We have the officers are just outstanding. The communication between all the officers are it's just the best it's been since I've been here with the Best Buddies program. The things that we've done, or actually Ben and Elle have put together, has just been phenomenal. They have kept the lab students crazy busy, and I believe that a lot of the lab students have really come out of their shells because of the students being so interested in working with them and doing all kinds of exciting activities. So let me talk about the perspective of the actual Best Buddies, or the lab students. Me working here at the high school, I get to go down and visit with the students a lot, and every time I go down, they're always asking, when's our next activity? When's our next activity? David Geyser, Michael Curtin, they always come up to ask me, Mrs. Santos, when are we going to do the next activity? We had so much fun. Just thoroughly enjoy. A lot of them, like I said earlier, has brought them out of their shell. They've been so enthusiastic about going to all the different activities that we have here for the Best Buddies.
So I'm here with David Tempiro and Katie Falzone. Their buddies are from Burlington. They don't actually go to the Bedford High School, they go to the lab program in Burlington. So what are your buddies' names, you guys?
Justin.
Joseph. Nice. Alright, so what do you guys do with your buddies even though they don't go to the Bedford lab program?
We always go to the dances.
Okay.
Well, we hang outside of school sometimes, and we always go to the movie nights and dances together.
So you guys make sure to go to events together even though they don't actually go to the school events? Yeah, school events, okay. Alright, and do you guys think that you guys hold up to the Best Buddies' expectations, morals, in the sense of like hanging out with them 3 times a month, talking to them, and stuff like that?
I'm always in contact with them. Sometimes with the buddy who always has after-school activities, it's not the easiest necessarily to hang out with them outside of school.
Yeah, probably to both be like free, have like rides for both of us.
Yeah, okay. But at least stay in contact with them,
Yeah.
that's good, okay. And then what are some other like challenges just having a buddy that goes to school?
We just can't really like say hi to them in like the hallways like everyone else gets to. Like,
Okay.
we just don't like know them as much, I feel like, if you don't see them as much.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people can eat lunch with them at school, but you know, with the buddy in Burlington, you can't.
In our chapter, we have a lot of events that we plan for the peer buddies and the associate buddies. And something that I've noticed over the couple of years that I've been working with Best Buddies is that even though we plan a lot of events for everybody to go to and give them like the time that they can, the peer buddies by themselves work together, will plan to hang out with their buddies without even us asking them to, because they want to do it and they love hanging out with them.
Dedication is the best word that describes the Best Buddies in Bedford. I see it in all of the officers and the buddies and the peer buddies. For all the buddies and peer buddies, they are really dedicated to form a friendship, and sometimes it's really hard when you don't know people, but I really see all of them trying, and there's just been a lot of great friendships that has come out of this.
Well, each friendship is really close and special. Over the year, we've grown tremendously, and now we're like one big happy family, and we're always laughing, having meaningful conversations, even when it's just at lunch or when we see each other in the hallways.
Our chapter is unique because it is a two-way street and it is meaningful for both peer buddies and buddies throughout the school year.
I've been in Best Buddies since middle school, and this year Best Buddies has really impacted my life because sometimes life gets rough, but then I'd go to like a Best Buddies dance or go to the Best Buddies classroom and I'd feel like 100% better, and that makes me realize like Best Buddies doesn't just impact like, you know, their life, it impacts our life in the communities.
The biggest thing about this program is the kids, the happiness, the laughter, the jokes, and just the overall vibe they give off day in and day out. It's crazy how happy it is. It makes our jobs a whole lot easier as buddy bears.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say that nationwide Best Buddies values unity and equality, and Bedford definitely values those same things. Like everybody is united and everybody has a great time regardless of the event, regardless of the time of day, time of year. Everybody is always together and having fun. And it's also safe to say that smiling is contagious in Bedford, especially with the Best Buddies. Everyone always has a fantastic time, and that could be if you don't know the buddies very well. They just make everybody happy, and that definitely has significantly improved the club, especially this year. It's expanded significantly, so that's one thing. So Bedford's chapter believes in unity and never having a divided friendship, and if that's not what Best Buddies stands for, I have no idea what Best Buddies stands for. That's exactly what Bedford exemplifies.
How has Best Buddies impacted Taylor's life? We feel that it's strongly that it's made her a better person, more socially aware, just a better person, and she has really, since she first got involved with Best Buddies probably 14 to 15 years ago, she has made quite an impression on us, that she appreciates the people that she deals with and the buddies that she's been associated with.
I think it's also given her a lot of confidence. I don't think Taylor would be a leader. I don't think of her as a leader, but I do now because of Best Buddies, because she's so confident in the way she is with that population that she wants to take a leadership role. She wants to spread the word about Best Buddies. And I don't think that's really in her, but I think Best Buddies gave her that confidence, and I think that will take her a long way. I think she sees how hard it is for these kids at school, and they're not going to be able, some of them will be able to maybe go to college, but most of them won't. I think it makes her more appreciative of what she has that lies ahead of her. And I do think, you know, it's probably going to impact what she will do as a career. I see, you know, that somehow she'll want to be involved in this population and probably share what she's learned from Bedford Best Buddies and her friendship with Brianna. She sees how happy Brianna's mother is even when she's with Brianna when we return her. I hear it too. She'll follow up with me and say, oh, Brianna just had the greatest time. She's so happy, because I know as a parent too, these kids are sitting around. They don't have, you know, we would be an island, I think, without Best Buddies. And Brianna would be too, I think, if she didn't have Taylor as a friend and other friends know her. It's a lonely existence if you don't have friends, and that's what Best Buddies is all about.
You know, as we talk about Best Buddies and what it has meant for Brianna and what it has meant for me is, you know, I can't, as a parent, we can't give our children the teenage experience. It's something that it needs to be spontaneous. You can't give it to them, because then it seems fake, and frankly, no teenager wants a teenage experience from their parents. The whole point is to try and separate a little bit from the parents, and that's what she has at Best Buddies. And this year has just, again, I've said this before, has been phenomenal with the all of the events, the after-school events, the dances, the prom. And I will say that for organizing these events from a parental perspective, one of the big changes that Ben and his peers have done has been the e-bites. And it allows us all to see the details and to put comments, and gives us a point of reference. As Best Buddies is being run by very busy high school students, and also it's very busy parents who are trying to communicate, and email is just really the best way to do that. And with the e-bites, we can make comments to each other, and we can all be on the same page and see where everyone is at. And, oh, yes, I see you. Okay. And it has just made such a huge difference in our lives because of Brianna. It's made such a huge difference in her life. She's acting more like a teenager, less like a young child. She's more articulate and she's very excited for her teenage experiences, and she has shown she has tended to lean towards the younger years, and now she's leaning more towards her older years, and that I see has been very evident, and I think it's because of all of the teenage oriented events that she's been going to has played a huge part in that. I feel very strongly that this group have truly made a difference in my daughter Brianna's life, and I really mean that.
And our son Brian has participated in Best Buddies now for 3 years. It's been a wonderful experience for Brian, and I have to say he's been so lucky to have Ben as his best buddy. Brian had not gone to school in Bedford till about 3 years ago. And one of the reasons he wanted to come to school in Bedford was because, first of all, his brother and sister went to high school there, and his father went there, and he wanted to have friends in Bedford. And sometimes for students like Brian and other students in the lab program, they desperately want friendships, but they don't always know how to initiate with other students. So Best Buddies has been a godsend to families like ours in that it's made it possible for him to build lasting relationships with other students at the high school. And where I really appreciated it so much is up until a few years ago, not many folks in Bedford knew Brian, unless perhaps they'd gone to a CCD class with him. So for him to run into people that he knows, it's just something we never thought possible. Over the last few years, because of his involvement with Ben and the Best Buddies at Bedford High School, Brian's been to bowling parties and dances. He runs into friends in the hall. He's had lunch with folks. Ben's so good to even keep him in mind and invite him out in the community. They go to the mall. Brian loves to go out to lunch, and Ben is a great companion of his. And that's been really, really nice to see over the years. He truly considers Ben one of his friends. There's pictures of Ben in his room, and it's been magical. This past spring, there's been a really nice new opportunity for Brian to participate in a showcase program, which is an opportunity for students in the lab program and their best buddies to plan a show. And I know for many students that's something they have opportunities to do many times in their lives. For many of these students, this is the first time they've ever had a chance to be in something like this. So it's been really fun for him to have activities after school at Bedford High School with other Bedford students, and we can't wait to see what they come up with.